Do we overestimate our value as women in dating for marriage? I believe a lot of us do. I know today's Mother's Day, and you probably don't want to hear this video on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, by the way. Watch my video I did this morning talking about who is the best mama in the whole wide world. So I wish you a happy Mother's Day there. But I wanted to do this video today because I was a single mom that had a baby at 16. I got married, met my husband 34, got married. But this same very wonderful, sweet, kind, godly, just everything I ever prayed for and wanted in a husband, told me that if I had another baby, he would not have married me. And some people get mad about that, but I understood exactly what he was saying because Pastor Bradshaw, my father in the faith, already told me, don't you have another baby. Don't you have another baby. You had Lexi at 60. You still young, pretty, stay skinny, don't get fat. Keep yourself up, and you can still get you a good husband. Okay, he was right. I did. Okay. Hey, cousins, I love you. Shout out and welcome to all of our new cousins. Hey, I'm Janice. If you're new here, comment below. Let me know you are new here. Thank you for your love and support. I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day. And I'm doing this video just in case I don't feel like going live later. I do want to go live, but girl, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. So happy Mother's Day to all of you wonderful mamas in the whole wide world. Do we overestimate our value as women? So, recently that Tracy Ellis Ross came out talking about she date younger men. And the people are saying the reason why you're dating younger men is because the men your age don't want you. I totally agree to some extent, okay? Then there was Cree Summers who came out and said she's dating younger men. And again, the people are saying it's because you can get them. I do agree to some extent. Of all of my husband frat brothers that I know, the ones that got married right around the time I got married, they all married younger women. So my husband was in his 40s, I was in my 30s. None of them who got married later in life married women their age. As a matter of fact, I remember we was in ShopRite. I think we went to drop the baby reveal thing off to the cake person so they could bake the cake. And so this lady, we came up and she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, Michael, oh my God, how are you? Oh my God, hi. Are you coming to the whatever reunion or whatever? They have this thing every year, okay? And he said, no, it's probably not. He was like, oh, by the way, this is my wife, Janice, and I'm standing there with a big ring on my finger and rubbing the big old belly. And it was obvious that I knew that she liked him. And after she walked away, I said, oh, y'all went to school together. Why you didn't marry her? And you know what? He said, she's old. And I'm like, old? You're the same age. He said, yeah, she's old. I'm not married no old woman. In his 40s is calling a woman his age old. Okay. My dad told me, don't have any more babies. I think that one of the issues with women is that we were not taught about men from a man's perspective. A lot of the things Kevin Samuel said, my father taught me that. A lot of the things that some of these men are saying, my father taught me that, okay? Like as I said before, don't you have you another baby? You're still young. Don't have you no more babies. You can still get your good husband. And when I met my husband, he later told me if I had another baby, as wonderful and great as I was, he would not have married me. Now people get mad and say, well, what's the difference? It's just another baby. No. That says something to a man that, okay, let's say you have a baby at 16. You got birth at 16 and you go ahead and put your hand in the fire again. You haven't really learned your lesson. And so he said, my husband said, you had a baby at 16 and you've lived a good life and you put yourself through school and you've, made a life for you and Lexi that is honorable. And why wouldn't I marry you? You're a good man. But if you had another baby, I would not have married you. That's what he said to me. I'm not mad about it. Okay. Do we overestimate ourselves as women? I think we do. And the man, I don't really like the man. That's why I'm not showing his video. I'm not trying to give him no credit. But he said something very interesting. He said the 50th CEO do not want Tracy Ellis Ross or Cree Summers. But Jeff Bezos is marrying a baby mama. Well, she was married. She's a divorced woman. My dad also said, that's Bradshaw, a man placed more value of a woman on a divorced mom of 5 than a baby mama of 5. So a divorced mama of 5, a baby mama of 5, men see more value in the woman who was married and divorced. I think as women, we do not understand because our fathers did not teach us that man deals in value. Okay, we as women, we don't deal in value, but men, they weigh the value of of um of a woman. So we ladies, what we need to do is you really need to think, do you overestimate your value? Now, I had a baby at 16. I knew it was going to be very difficult to meet the type of man I wanted. And it was. I met lots of guys that didn't want to marry me because I had a child. I've met engineers, they flew from all over the country who came and said, well, I don't want a ready-made family. And I couldn't do anything but respect that. Doctor, preachers, passed me up because I had a kid. They didn't want a woman who already had a child or a ready-made family. And I could do absolutely nothing but respect that. But I knew there was going to be one man out there who would see the value in me. And that's why Pastor Bradshaw told me, listen, refine. You're rough around the edges. You need to soften up. I read books. I learned about men. I learned about etiquette. I learned about how to be gracious and kind. To this day, today is our 12th year anniversary that I'm not really celebrating today because it's Mother's Day. I'm celebrating tomorrow. But to this very day, my husband still tell me one of the things he loved about me when he met me was that I said thank you. He bought us drinks, me and my girlfriend, and I said thank you. He said he was shocked. He said, I've never bought a woman drinks and she said thank you. And to this day, I cannot believe that because please and thank you are things we learned at 1 and 2 years old, right? Please and thank you. But he was like, no, I would buy drinks to women and they wouldn't even say thank you. Little things, learning how to be generous, how to be kind, how to speak well, how to have etiquette around a gentleman. Learn etiquette. Like I've said before, we go out with my husband, he orders, even when we were dating. So that's something I was looking at. Is he going to ask me what I wanted? And is he going to be paying attention if I'm going to be, hey, house, bring me some chicken. Etiquette. He was paying attention to how I was with my money. So that means if I was buying name brand, this name brand, that, wasting my money, he wouldn't have married me because he said, I paid attention to how you were with your money. I also had to make adjustment within myself when I was dating and my desires. Like I ran track when I was little, so the younger, so the bulk guys with the 6-pack, I didn't like them. It was a clear, oh no, not interested. I just liked a regular body man with a washboard, okay? But then I saw my brothers that were younger than me with big old guts, okay, beer bellies. So I had to make the adjustment because before I would pass up a man who had a gut because I ain't got no gut. And lo and below, here's this man that comes sitting beside me with a gut, a little beer belly. It's bigger now. So I had to make that adjustment within myself. So, ladies, I am asking you, are you adjusting what it is that you want in your husband as to not to hurt you? In my husband profile course, we talk about that a lot. And no, I am not saying to settle for less than. what you want. I would never say that because my content is all about figuring out what it is you want and date accordingly. I didn't want a man with a child or children. Deep down, I didn't want. I tried to date men with kids, but it never worked out. And it's because I was being double-minded. And I finally put my foot down when I was in my late 20s and said, "No, I don't want a man with kids. I want a man that doesn't have any children." Even though I had one, I had a special needs child. And so it was very important for me to be careful who I have around her. I didn't want the other teenage girls her age who's going to try to, mistreat her or get her turned out when I leave her with them, or something like that. I didn't want that. For my husband, he was okay with a woman that had a child. Okay? Because I know some people are thinking because I had a child, then I should marry a man that have a child, or I should want a man who also had a child, but I didn't. Soon as I was settled in what I wanted, I met my husband. As long as I was double-minded, I didn't meet him. You know what I mean? We probably would have been married longer if I had made up my mind because he was right here in my city. I never met him. He was right here in my city. Dating is for Date is my next book. What do you want, ladies? What do you want in a husband? They also brought up Ebony Ebony. Where's my book? I think I got her book. Do I have a book of her? Ebony Williams, right? I think that's her name. Um, when we watch Ready to Love, I always say, Black women, we have to leave the boss chick at the office. We can't take her home. You cannot take the boss chick home. And for Black women, that's very hard. You know, it's very hard for Black women to take off the cape. And you can't, when you're dating, you can't have that cape. You have to understand that a man is looking for a wife. He needs to be comforted. He needs to be applauded. He needs to be respected. He needs to be adored. He needs to be praised. He needs his home taken care of. He needs his children taken care of. He want hot meals. He want clean clothes. So if you're dating and you're dating as the boss B, ask yourself, does the man you date want a boss B? My husband did not. Because I was like, something, what's going on? You're great, you're wonderful, great family, great career. Why aren't you married? He was like, I have never met a woman that I want to do all that I'm doing for. And my husband is in marketing. My husband meets some of the most beautiful women I have ever seen. I mean, I've gone to some of my husband's events and I see women that he know or women he work with or have worked with, and I'm in awe. I'm like this. Beautiful. I'm thinking about this one girl. Oh my God. Her skin looks like she sleeps in milk and honey. And she just got out to come to the event. Ain't got no husband. The other woman, the woman I told y'all about, we went to my husband's event, me and my girlfriend. Big old ring on my finger, big old 7-month-old baby in my belly, and she grabbing up. Oh, like I'm not there. And Michael took off her hand from around my neck and put her hand on my hand and say, this is my wife, Janice. She says, hi. And then turned back to him and said, when are you coming to see me? Beautiful. When I say that girl, gorgeous Black woman. I mean, and when I came home, I was like, is that the girl that you've been saying we're gonna go? She was in banking. She's a bank manager or something. We're gonna go and bring the black bank, some business. I said, take my money down to that bank and see what happened. Take my money down to that bank and you see what happened. He mentioned it. He hasn't mentioned it since. So, you have to understand, ladies, that it's an exchange. Men are looking for peace in their wives. My husband is traveling all over. He doesn't travel as much now, like when we first got married. Summer month, this is usually his busy seasons. Things has kind of slowed down for him. He's not as busy in the summer months now. And my husband's working more from home now. Ever since COVID, he's working more from home, goes in the office here and there, maybe once a week or something like that. But he wanted a wife that was going to be home, who was going to keep his home, who was going to keep the children, the kids' schedule are based on my schedule, who's going to be available to go to the school if there's an emergency. When the school call, all I say, hey, supervisor, I gotta go. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye. He didn't want somebody who was like him, who was flying on planes, and every week you might get an email. If my husband, today's Sunday, it's now 11:37 a.m. If my husband boss send him an email and, hey, we need you in Chicago tomorrow by 3 p.m., my husband is starting to pack. Okay, and they will send over his itinerary. Okay, that Michael, a car is going to pick you up at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. They're going to take you to JFK Airport, and you need to be in Chicago by 2 p.m. at this place tomorrow. My husband have to go. Well, he didn't want that as a wife. He wants somebody who's going to be home, going to be here with the kids, pick up the kids, drop off the kids, stuff like that. So look at yourself, ladies, and ask yourself, are you the type of woman that the man you want wants? Maybe he wants a mom like his mama. I'm a lot like his mama. I'm going to be here with the kids. He wanted a woman who wasn't going to be hanging out every girl's trip, this girl trip, that, this girl weekend. He didn't want that. He didn't want his kids being left here and left there. Little Michael has never been to a babysitter. He don't know what a babysitter is. And the only person that would watch my daughter was my sister. My sister went on to glory now. But little Michael is 10 and a half. He's never been to a babysitter. Well, that's what my husband wanted. He wanted a wife that was going to be home with his children and protect his children and not have his kids all over the place, this house, that house, and all of these things. So, ladies who want to be married, ask yourself, are you being who he wants? You're a boss B. Does he want a boss B? Or some women now, I'm going to come back and do this video, they have house husbands. They have house husbands. I know somebody. She has a house husband. She lives in one state and she works in another state, in New York. And she flies to New York Sunday evening and stays here or she flies Monday morning and she stays in New York until Thursday night. Then she flies home Thursday night, but her husband is home with the kids and he's the mommy. Is that what you want? So I'm just encouraging women to really sit down, which is why the husband profile course is so important, girl. But I don't know when I'm going to teach it again. I'll let you know, though, is to figure out what it is that you want. If you're a boss B, ask yourself, does the husband you want, does he want a boss B? Or does he want more of a mommy, a homely mommy who's going to be home with the kids, taking care of the home? And FYI, my husband cooks more than I do now because he works from home. Okay. As a matter of fact, I can't tell the last time I cooked. Let me think. I can't remember because because my husband loves to cook. In his next life, he's going to be a cook, okay? Or when he retires, he's going to be a cook, he says. My husband cooks more than, I'm not saying your husband doesn't help. My husband cooks more than I do. My husband will drop the laundry off. We have laundry services because he does not want me being tired and overextending myself. So we have laundry services. So my husband will drop the laundry off, pick it up, or they'll drop off, pick up. We also have a house cleaner, somebody that comes in and clean our home. Again, my husband doesn't want me to be overworked and overtired. The house cleaner will be here on Wednesday morning. My husband have a landscaper because he ain't got time to cut no lawn. His name is Steven. He comes and cut our grass every week and does the snow if it's over 3 inches. Okay. My husband helps with homework. My husband gives little Michael bath. Now he's 10. He's taking showers. My husband reads to my husband is very, very involved. Even when he was not working from home, he was very involved because that's what I wanted. So it was imperative for me to find the man, choose the man who was what I want. You give baths, you help with kids, you do homework, you cook. I grew up with men who cook. I would have never married a man that did not cook because all of my uncles and all of my cousins cooked. I never cooked when I was little because I was one of the smaller ones. So my older male cousins and uncles, they all cooked. So I grew up with men who cook. So I would never marry a man that can cook. So again, ladies, I'm asking you, are you overestimating your value? Are there any areas you need to make adjustment with in your dating? You want a man that makes $1 million. Excuse me, why? Excuse me, why? Are your yearly expenses $1 million? So do you really need a man that makes $1 million? I gotta go, girl. Love you. For those of you who want to show me love, asking me, Janice, what other way other than the books? Super stickers are nice. Cash apps are nice for me to buy myself ice cream. You know, I love ice cream. But of course, my books are all available on Amazon for you to show me love and support. And you can buy a book for a friend. This one, The Leah Enemy, is available on my website. I love you for free. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye.